Voting has been underway in America now for more than 12 hours, and from all reports, queues are long and enthusiasm is extremely high, and that comes down to the concerted attempts by both Barack Obama and Mitt Romney in recent weeks and months to drive out the vote, get their base voting to give as much support to them in what could still be a very, very close election. One person who knows all about close elections and election campaigns in particular is Thomas Mann. He's a political analyst with the Brookings Institute and of course a very great friend of this program. And Tom, it's great to see you in the flesh. Good morning.
Michael, delighted to be with you.
Now, what's your reading of where we're at the moment? How do you see election night unfolding for both Barack Obama and Mitt Romney?
Well, the contest is not a dead heat, but it's close. However, Barack Obama is really the favorite going in. He has maintained a small but consistent lead in the swing states for many, many months. It's never wavered. He's really never been behind in Ohio, the truly pivotal state. And now in the last days of the campaign, the national polls have tipped a bit in his direction. They're kind of catching up with the state polls. So it will be a real surprise to the Obama forces, to the polling industry, and many others if Romney succeeds.
How important is this ground game? How important have the get out to vote efforts been for both Barack Obama and Mitt Romney? Because if there is a big push by Republican supporters in those swing states, those polls could mean nothing by the time votes are counted.
Absolutely. It all depends on what fraction of the electorate is Democratic and which Republican. So I think it really comes down entirely to turnout. There's not many people to persuade, and hasn't been in the last few days or even few weeks of the campaign. Obama has been heavily invested in the get out the vote effort. See, we have some fireworks for our Australian friends.
It's all happening here on the streets of Washington.
They really started organizing the effort years ago. It's impressive technologically and in terms of size, budget, number of volunteers. On the other hand, Republicans have a natural advantage in turnout, and they've become really quite enthused about the election. So you have sort of a natural advantage residing with the Republicans, with the Democrats trying to match or even best that with their get out the vote operation.
And how would you describe the way, let's start with Barack Obama, his campaign, because a lot of observers have said that he seems to be going through the motion. There hasn't been that enthusiasm that we saw from candidate Barack Obama in 2008. What's your take on how he's gone?
Well, that's true. I don't think he could possibly match the zeitgeist of 2008. The real sense of excitement all around him. He's been through 4 tough years as president, and that's quite true. The first debate, he seemed a little diffident and perhaps even a bit contemptuous of Governor Romney, but since then he's dialed up his game and been very much involved.
And Mitt Romney, because watching the last couple of rallies, really going back for the last couple of weeks or so, the enthusiasm levels at those rallies have been very high, and Mitt Romney himself seems to be energized by that.
It's really impressive how he's turned that around. Remember, he was in a battle for the Republican nomination with a number of very right-wing people, and
Absolutely.
To garner that nomination, he had to match or exceed their conservative positioning. And frankly, he looked like a man without any firm commitments or moorings, and not very comfortable as a candidate. But as time has gone on, he has his storyline, and he's become more comfortable with it. And so I'd say he's blossomed as a presidential candidate.
What will you be watching tonight? Which states do you believe will be early markers to which way this election contest is going?
I heard your recitation of the early results. We'll be looking up the East Coast. I mean, Romney really would have to carry Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, and probably New Hampshire. And if he does, he's alive to fight it out in Ohio. But those are really the states we're If Obama were to pull an upset in Florida, it's over. If Romney holds Florida and North Carolina, but loses Virginia and New Hampshire. Boy, there's a very, very narrow route to victory, and it really has to include Ohio. So I'd say the early East Coast and then Ohio are going to tell us pretty much all we need to know.
Okay, do you think it'll be a fairly late night as election contests go? You're an observer of so many election nights.
Oh, am I? You know, it's hard to say. Florida is a dead heat going into the election. Virginia has maybe a 1-point Obama advantage. Ohio, 2 to 3 point advantage. That's very close. It depends very much, as you said, on who turns out. Polls make assumptions about the composition of the electorate that they can't be sure of. So if we get a decisive result in one of those key states early, we'll pretty much know. But I have a feeling it may take hours to get a result out of Ohio. And if it's a genuine dead heat, instead of the 2 to 3% we're expecting, then it could go on for days, if not weeks. Buckle up! It could be 2000 again, but I doubt it.
Oh God, don't say that. Get that coffee ready anyway. Tom, thank you very much. We'll be chatting to you a bit later in the program.
Very good.